Good evening. On behalf of All India Ophthalmic Society, as a chairman of the Diabetic Retinopathy Screening and Awareness Committee, I welcome you all. I thank Professor Nam, who's going to be our keynote speaker today, and Mr. R.D. Tulsiraj, the next speaker, following, and thank all of you for joining. And special thanks to Dr. Shobha Shiv Prasad Dolores from UK. And also, apart from the committee, Dr. Rajalakshmi and others have joined. I have sent to other members, Dr. Lalit Verma, Dr. President Dr. Maipal Sachdev, Namrata. I hope they will join. And the whole thing is the father of diabetic retinopathy screening in India is Dr. Nampal Masami. And I don't know how many of you know, he worked with DRS, that is the diabetic retinopathy study, in 1976. And then we all talk about ETDRS chart and ETDRS, but the DRS was the base for the diabetic retinopathy study in the world, and it's a gold standard. And then the ETDRS became so. Sir was part of it, and then from that time, I think, and also he's an alumni of Charles Keepens, and also worked with the University of Illinois, and then I think all of us know the rest of the story. And he's a man of the millennium with so many achievements by Times Magazine. So with this, Dr. Nam sir, we request you to give your keynote address. Sir,
okay. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Natarajan, and good evening to everyone. And it is a great pleasure to join this very prestigious, very important meeting in connection with the diabetic retinopathy organized by the National Committee for Diabetic Retinopathy. And very important step has been taken by Dr. Natarajan. Just 1 second. I am slide. Please allow the slide presentation, please. Please allow. Natarajan?
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying, sir.
Oh, yes. Last one. See, diabetic retinopathy is emerging as a leading cause of vision impairment. I'm not saying the blindness part of it. And next to cataract. And cataract was tackled by a very well-developed program in India, the NPCB. And this is the best developed more than any other country, assisted by the World Bank, and then significant contribution was given by Aravind Eye Care System in this area. But now the diabetes is coming up as a big epidemic. We expect at least in 2025, it's very near, 80 million people in India will be. And there is a 123% increase in diabetes since 1990 in India alone, due to various reasons which I am not going into the details. And this diabetics, with a great achievement in the management of diabetes, people live longer, but only to succumb to vascular complications and nephropathies and heart problems and cerebrovascular, micro and macrovascular problems. And diabetic retinopathy is one among them. And among the diabetic causes for blindness, diabetic retinopathy is at most 80 to 90% is due to the diabetic retinopathy. But 20% of diabetic only will have diabetic retinopathy. 80% may not have diabetic retinopathy, but the whole challenge is even people with diabetic retinopathy do not have symptoms. They are not aware that they are having the changes inside the eye. No symptoms in stages available for treatment. all diabetics, which are now estimated to be 65 million diabetic people, need a fundus examination before we say that they are affected or they are not affected. And they have never had an eye examination because they are not aware. And they approach the ophthalmologist in a very advanced stages, which very difficult to tackle to give back the original vision. But if you diagnose earlier, 80% of the diabetes will need only just follow up and management of systemic risk factors. People may have the fundus changes inside the eye, but still they may have 20/20 vision. If you find at this stage, it is management much easier to prevent blindness. But most of the people come only at this stage. Currently, they approach the ophthalmologist and at this stage, and we are now trying to manage these problems rather than to prevent blindness. That is the whole challenge which I am emphasizing quite often now. Research studies have shown excellent management, starting from no diabetic retinopathy or with the systemic control, you can prevent them or postpone development of diabetic retinopathy. Or even with laser treatment and at the latest intravitreal injections of steroids and other things have come. But these are all focused towards the 20% or 27% who have developed diabetic retinopathy. And this is what Dr. Natarajan has told, is even as early as 1967, when the diabetic retinopathy was started in the NEI with Karl Kupfer and others. I was a part of it at the University of Illinois under the leadership of Dr. Goldberg, and most of you are familiar with Dr. Ghulam Peyman, and he was the mentor of, for my program. And you can see this portable Xenon photocoagulator. After the study in DRS and my spending there for 2 years, I brought this with me as my luggage to the country. This is the first one to enter into the country, Xenon photocoagulator. And this was set up by Ghulam Peyman also. Also in 74, the vitreous surgery was developed by him, and you can see the machine there, vitrectomy machine, what we call Vitrafage, Peyman's Vitrafage. He carried with him and set up the first the vitrectomy, clinical vitrectomy was done. These are all the treatment at the end stage or very advanced stage of diabetic retinopathy. But what we have learned now is with all the developments, the diabetic vision impairment due to diabetic retinopathy is preventable blindness, evidence-based. Every diabetic needs a periodic dilated fundus examination, and it can be tackled. Early detection and management can prevent them from going. And Aravind Eye Care System was fortunate enough to develop, to have 3 advanced projects. One with the Lions Diabetic Retinopathy Project, which was insisting on creating awareness, screening, treatment, and training of all the ophthalmologists and the physicians. And the typhoid code, they started with the Government of India, Department of the Science and Technology. We developed a Center of Excellence in Diabetic Retinopathy for both academic and research related to diabetic retinopathy, clinical and genetics, and also awareness and World Diabetic Project also. In that way, we covered almost the entire 70 to 80% of Tamil Nadu population with creation of awareness even as early as 1980s. Our aim was to reduce the number of diabetic people who will need lasers or sophisticated surgery or vitrectomy which causes blindness. We have proved that. I have already told you, early detection is the only way. What we did all this methodology of creation of awareness, press meetings and posters and exhibitions, and also all over, wherever the crowd is going to meet, we used to have this posters put up. And also we used to have the medical shop, because our people are more clever that they get the diagnosis and fill up the prescription for another 5 years or 6 years without going to the diabetologist. So we concentrate on medical shop people and health education and also the NGOs which we taught. So diabetic retinopathy screening objective to prevent development of diabetic retinopathy. It is possible with a systemic control and to prevent progression of diabetic retinopathy if we find very mild diabetic retinopathy, and to prevent vision impairment if you find them early. So this is what the Alliance Diabetic Retinopathy Project, where we create awareness and also screen the whole population for diabetic in collaboration with a diabetologist, and also a lab technician comes and takes the blood sample. And those who are found to be having diabetes will have dilated fundus examination, and referral will be given, and also indirect and direct, and counseling is given there for the patient even if they don't have diabetic retinopathy. And that is what the Alliance Aravind Diabetic Retinopathy. But is it possible to develop all 65 million diabetic people with the doctors and paramedical people, where we have a very limited resource of the doctors and paramedical people? 500 million persons with the diabetes will be there in 2030, necessitating at least 2,000 eye examinations per minute. It is not possible. So we have to find an alternative way of doing this screening part of it. We are still focusing on the people of 24 to 37% of diabetes mellitus who have developed DIAN, but we have to concentrate on all the 65 million people who are potential to develop diabetic retinopathy, and refer cases which are referable, cases which can be treated as early as possible. That is what they're telling. And in due course, we have also helped to develop low-cost fundus cameras, which are quite available in India and elsewhere also. And also cell phone transmission also is possible with internet. And this is a best way to combat the constraints of human resources as medical people, doctors, and it can be done by technicians, technologists who are trained in this process. And what will you do when these images are taken by the fundus cameras? Initially, we used to send by VSAT, but now we developed the evaluation software as a part of TIFAD core. It's a semi-automated the screening process where the doctors at the base hospital can give the diagnosis, send the report to the place where they are already screening. Recently, I think somebody will be talking about artificial intelligence, which is, we are also part of it with the Google. And where people are not coming to the diabetic center or the base hospital, we developed a van with the equipments possible, and the technician goes there into the camps, and also the primary health centers as part of public-private partnership. This is the best thing we have to work on in a country like India, where we have to work with the government, where they have got all the infrastructures, and the images are taken, sent to the eye centers for evaluation with the address software. In this way, when we are not able to go to the camp, we have developed what we call every 50,000 population vision center. It is managed by the well-trained paramedical people, and they can do all the investigations. They also take all the images, anterior segment and the posterior segment, and the images can be sent by internet to the base hospital, and each patient can have direct talk with the doctors too, with the consultation. You see, there are 85 vision centers now served with the Aravind Eye Care system. This is another big thing which is possible in everywhere. It is not expensive when compared to the infrastructure which has been, but there are other things also. We have been struggling hard to go and find out the diabetic people and then examine the fundus of the diabetic people. but there are readily available diabetic patients in the diabetology clinic, pharmacy outlets where they fill up the prescriptions. But they don't have their eyes examined because they're not aware. Not all get fundus examined. So what we thought was we will set up the fundus, the cameras in diabetologist's office. Physicians and internists are found the first contact of diabetologists. Most of the diabetic people go to the diabetologist or internist or medical shop. You can have the technicians trained, their technicians trained, so that they take the fundus pictures and they can send the images to the base hospital. What my intention is, just like blood sugar, just like HbA1c, just like blood pressure, ocular fundus examination also should form a part of investigation to manage the diabetic patient. That is what the emphasis I will put on, I am placing it on. Also, I told you the primary health clinics. Primary health centers are well equipped. They have diabetic clinics. They give every week or every 15 days free medication to the diabetic patients. All the patients come there, but not aware that they have to have their eyes examined. So we have connected with 33 primary health centers in and around one center and found that it is very important, it is very useful, so that all the village people, illiterate people are given health awareness and they spread the message to the other people also who don't attend that. As a part of TIFA Core, it is a part of our duty also to educate and train the other ophthalmologists and be the best research and training center for diabetic retinopathy in the world. That is the vision we had, and we have partially fulfilled and developed state-of-the-art training programs. In that process, we also influenced starting up the first indigenous laser equipment, which is affordable for Indian standard Indian ophthalmologists, but the quality we do not compromise. Training of every ophthalmologist, not the retina surgeons alone, they are very handful of retina surgeons who can do laser, but if you train them properly, every ophthalmologist can do laser with the affordable indigenous laser. Now there are various companies which have come. The Aurolab 532 was the first one to come in the process of the TIFA Core project. So prevention of diabetes is the best for prevention of diabetic retinopathy, but it's a long way to go. So now we have to concentrate only on the fundus examination, screening of patients, all the diabetic patients with the affordable diabetic retinopathy screening. Human resources constrained, but we are having the information technology part of it well developed. We can have it is a responsibility of every person, every ophthalmologist, physician, patient, policymaker. It's a social responsibility. We can do it attitude, evidence-based, just like we did in cataract. Cataract surgical rate is improved, and so just like that, in diabetic retinopathy, also the vision impairment due to diabetic retinopathy can be reduced in that way. But instead of that, there is another thing which we did in TIFA Core and it is going on. Is it possible to develop a clinical lab test to know who among all the diabetics are likely to develop diabetic retinopathy, PDR, NPDR? The work is going on. I think UK and our people, we are all collaborating with them for this genetic biomarkers, proteomics and protein biomarkers. We have narrowed down to some elements. It is not easy to find out within a few days or few weeks or but it may take some time. The days are not far off. Our aim was to develop a model project to suit our country, and also to develop a national plan. So we thought that we did epidemiology survey for the first time in India, in Theni, and we published also. Then community outreach and all the models by mobile screening, internet development, and tertiary care services, everything We have just now gone through that. It is the very simple to start an Aravind type of model throughout the country with that, and develop a national plan for diabetic retinopathy. NPDR is not non-proliferative diabetic retinopathy. It's a national plan for diabetic retinopathy program. As a first part, 2002, I did give open talk in All India Ophthalmological Society at the advice of Dr. Babu Rajendran. Are we blind to blindness due to diabetic retinopathy? A topic was given. First task force meeting was given on diabetic retinopathy in ICMR 2003 as a steering committee chairman. Task force meeting on 2007 again was given in the ICMR, but somehow or other it is staggering, which I think we have to take it up. And the task force meeting in a WHO Geneva, a document also was released on that. Yeah, planning has to be done. Proper prior planning prevents performance poor. So that is what we have to, you have to do the planning part of it. But as like epidemiological studies, screening for diabetes and screening, everything has to be systematized in the level. Control of diabetes, a teamwork of the physicians, diabetologists, pharmacists, and everyone concerned, a policymaker, is essential to make it successful at a secondary level. Tertiary level, almost now everybody is keen on developing tertiary level, but only thing is you have to train enough ophthalmologists to make use of these equipments, training of physicians, and all these things. So in short, I think I have covered everything. Diabetic retinopathy is a preventable vision impairment. Just like cataract is a curable blind, diabetes is an evidence-based one. We have to concentrate on all 100% of diabetic people, not 27% people who have developed diabetic retinopathy. And we have to find out in a stage where it is amenable with simple treatment from systemic control to simple laser eye intravitreal injections. So if this is done and develop a national plan for based on this principle, and days are not far when India will progress further, just like in cataract blindness. Thank you very much for the opportunity given. We have to set a goal. We have to set an example. We have to aim high. Dr. V has shown the way. We are following it, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.